Peace, blessings, salutations, Yarima Karama here, real life, real talk. These are the days of our lives. So before I get started, I want to just give a little profile of this t-shirt. You see, black dollars do matter. Wanted to show that shirt. A brother or a group out of New York sent me the shirt. They're called AC Apparel. If you want to look for their stuff online, it's www.ac-apparel.com. That's www.ac, that's A as in apple, C as in cat, hyphen, then apparel, APPAREL.com. So, we got to support black business, especially in this time right now. And I have put out a push for brothers and sisters across the nation to not spend their money except on needs. And if they just have to spend their money on wants, let them be from black-owned, black establishments, whether that be food, whether that be dining out, whether that be clothing, whether that be whatever. Even we've even gone as far as saying take your money out of white-owned establishments, white-owned banks and banking institutions, and put them in black-owned financial institutions, preferably credit unions, black credit unions. And this is the reason why, because even black banks are governed by the FCC, which is white controlled. So what our thing is that you want to kill our people. We want to extricate our dollars up out of your system as much as possible. Just put up a post earlier on my Facebook feed showing that with the amount of wealth that we amass as a people, we are the sixth richest people on the face of the earth. So that says a lot. So with that said, want to get right into this segment. I have the brother Smash Adams, Meyer Lansky on with me, and we wanted to just kind of talk about current events. He just had an endeavor that he went through up in Canada. Tell us about that, brother. What happened? What's really going on?
My brother, it's hard for us to move around any countries. I went to Canada last week to visit my uncle out there on my dad's side. I get to the border, they're asking me all type of crazy questions, like how much money I got in my pocket. Why I haven't seen my uncle in 2 years. I'm like, I ain't seen my uncle in 2 years because he lives in Montreal and I live in New York. We work schedules. We work in men. They're like, oh, I see my family. Trying to throw that white privilege in my face. Like, oh, well, I see my family in New York. So I'm like, all right, that's your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? I can't see my uncle every day like I want to see my uncle. They ask me, oh, what am I coming to Canada for? A whole bunch of stuff. But that's not really when I was going in. It's when I was leaving to come back to New York. I was on the bus. I fell asleep, Yarima. And, I was tired. I was traveling. And I got one night of sleep, so I fell asleep on the bus. I wake up in a white room with cuffs, my hands behind my back in cuffs. So I'm asking them, like, what's going on? Why am I here? They give me the white answers. Oh, it's our job. It's procedure. I said, what's procedure? I fell asleep on the bus like everybody else. Maybe I didn't wake up soon enough or whatever, but I get cuffed and I get in a room getting questioned. You're flipping my bag. So they flipping my bag. I'm like, listen, you can flip the bag. I know what you're looking for. Drugs, guns. I hope you find it. So looking at me like, oh, he's the young black kid bugging out. I'm like, no, I am bugging out. I was on a Greyhound bus. And all of a sudden, I'm in a room with cuffs behind me. How did I get there? What am I doing in that room? If I needed medical attention, why didn't you call a doctor, an ambulance? You wouldn't do that to a white person. You wouldn't put no white boy in no cuffs if you found him on the bus and you couldn't wake him up. So because I'm black, you guys cuffed me and bring me to the interrogation room.
So Meyer, what you're saying, because I want to get this clear, you didn't wake up. So they just you must have been extremely tired.
Yeah.
So you just woke up in this white room handcuffed. Wow.
No. And when I asked going, oh well, we found you asleep on the bus. It's procedure. We're just doing our job. The regular answer. This is what they're doing. Oh, I'm like, but how did I get from the bus to here? Nobody tried to wake me up. And the sad part was the bus driver was a black bus driver. And when I tried to speak to the bus driver after and say, what happened, could you give me some insight? He acted like he had nothing to do with it. I'm like, you didn't try to wake me up, man. Like, why'd you lie to them, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least give me some type of input. He was acting, it's my job, this is what I'm doing, and no, you're not getting anything from me. You know what I'm saying?
So how long did they hold you, Meyer?
An hour.
Okay.
An hour of detainment. And then finally, when they didn't find anything in the bag, I guess what they were looking for, they just let me go. They stole 2 hats out of my bag. I had bought some food, like some chicken sandwich or whatever. They took the chicken sandwich, whatever. They ripped my bag in 2, like they broke the zipper and just said, "Oh yeah, get back on the bus." Like, go ahead. So, you know, from Canada, New York, Canada, whatever, it's the racism is there. It's 100%.
Go ahead.
My cousin just went to Rochester last week, Saturday, and they were protesting, you know, for the cops to kill those people in Minnesota and all that other stuff. And like, he got arrested. All he was doing was recording. And I guess, you know, they don't want to be on camera when they're doing their, you know, their actions, doing their nonsense to the people. So he was recording, like, you know, look what's going on. And then, you know, they arrested him. Detained him too. He spent the night over jail. He got out the next morning and stuff. He has to go to court next morning. I'm going to send the footage to you. I guess you just upload it of, like, the protests in Rochester or whatever. I mean, maybe if you get a chance, but I'll send it to you. Check it out. You know, you see them in the military gear, the riot gear. They pull up, they do the little, they stand straight in front of you, and then they woke up, and then they start, you know. So I got all that,
and that's why inherently, and I want you to speak on that as some of the younger people that you correspond with and connect with out there. What is their sentiment on this whole Alton Sterling assassination, as well as Philando Castile assassination? I call them assassinations because that's exactly what they were. And this is why I'm so adamant against marching, because I think it produces nothing. But what is the sentiment amongst the young people out there that you are in constant contact with on a daily?
A lot of people, like I say, people my age and stuff, it's become a regular. Unfortunately to say, these cops, we grew up in this. They're killing people since they've been sticking the plunger in Abu, whatever, the African dude guy name was in the club years ago.
Yeah, Abner Louima.
Yeah, so we grew up on this. You know what I'm saying? We grew up on police brutality. We grew up on cops getting off and shooting people and all that stuff. So it's like a regular stuff. It's sad to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. But, you know, we have some people out here too, my age, they want to protest. They want to get involved with the Black Lives Matter. Me personally, I told my cousin, I said, listen, I don't protest because all that leads to is all that cops getting arrested, all that. And people have been protesting since the 60s. Malcolm, Martin, Medgar Evers, all those people have been protesting, and that ain't equal to nothing.
No. Let me clarify. Let's clarify, because don't put Malcolm in that category, because he didn't march. Malcolm was.
He stood up.
Yeah.
He stood up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't like Martin and like doing protests and going to Washington. But, you know, like the speeches outside of Harlem, outside the mosque, standing outside and stuff like that, speaking to the people and stuff like that. That's what I meant from that point.
So what solutions do you see if it's not marching? What would you? I mean, you got a platform right now to tell a bunch of young people out here who are looking for some guidance, looking for, you know, I get inbox. As a matter of fact, I'm about to do a live stream later because I got inbox. Young people are wanting to know, hey, what can we do? You know, what are some resolutions that we can do? Because, and I'm talking between the ages of 15 and 25. So what can you tell them that we as a group on a unified level can do?
We got to get more educated around cops. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to know the tactics of how the police move. We have to know that we're being stereotyped. That, yes, we're getting pulled over because we're black. Yes, we got to go through that. Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about your skin color. You're going to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people meet with cops sometimes to get rowdy and, don't do all that. Let them do what they got to do. But at the same time, some cops are wrong too. What I can say to them too as well is, businesses, we spoke about this, 15 to the age of 20, they got a hobby. They got something they do. You know what I'm saying? Get into that hobby, start building it from a young age so you can make business off that, so you can make capital off that. Like I said, we got to build our own capital base. We have to, as well, spend in the black community and spend with our black brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? the product is just as good as any other product. If they're certified, if they have a store, if they have an online, they're certified, they're good to go. You know what I'm saying? So support our brothers. And to the 15 to 23 or 15 to 20, there's nothing, what can we really do? You're black. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you know, I want to make reference to that because I think that first of all, I don't think that we should have to have a blueprint on how to deal with the police. They're public servants. They should be held to a higher standard. Any public servants should be held to a higher standard than the people. That's why our tax dollars are paid for their employment. So just as they claim to have this fear, well, we got to make it home at night. Well, those of us in the black community have to make it home at night as well. And the statistics show that being an officer is still one of the least jobs where the likelihood of death, you have a higher likelihood of death. It's not even up there on the scale. I think that, you have loggers that have a higher potential for death than police officers. So I think that when we get into this mindset of we have to know how to deal with the police, no. What we need to be looking at is a total revamping of the whole system. I shouldn't have to deal with the police in a certain way because he might kill me. No. First of all, because I'm black, I probably shouldn't be belligerent with you and rowdy, but I do have a right to ask you a question. I do have a right to ask you why you're stopping me. I do have a right to know what infraction was committed to have you stop me. I have that right. I do have a right to know why you're pat searching me down on the street when I'm just walking down the block. And if it's because I have black skin is the reason that you're doing that, that's not reason enough. I'm sorry. And so I just want to clarify that to the people. I think that, we do need to buy and spend black, and I'm pushing for that. I'm pushing for taking out our money out of white banking institutions and transferring that money to black-owned institutions, preferably credit unions, that sort of thing. So, we're on par. Go ahead, brother.
And education too, like you said, for those young guys. Like you said, we have those old school people we need the young people to go to school, finish up what they do, and get in those positions. Until they get into those positions, we can't change anything. Vote locally. Get into your local elections if you're 18 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get out there for your local elections. Put the person that you want that's going to help the community in there. Those are things because, federal, we can't. Obama and all that, Trump, Hillary, that's on a bigger scale. But locally where you are, if you're 18, you can vote. You can see what the candidates are like. You can get into school. You can finish college. You can go for that job. You could be the police lieutenant. You could be that forensic science, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it too as well. We got to get to school. We got to finish up what we're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have a 2-year degree. I got to get back and finish up too. But, just get into school, education, follow what you do. If you have a hobby, like I said, build to business capital, because if it's a hobby, it's something you love, and eventually it will turn to capital. So, and like I said, once again, they're a little bit younger, so they don't know about capital spending with the blacks, but, don't hate on anybody else, but
well, here's the thing. We gotta get out of. One thing is that everybody can't be an entrepreneur. It's not within the realm of reality. We do need entrepreneurs. We do need black cops patrolling black communities, both men and women. But everybody. But we do need black entrepreneurs to hire black people. So yes. we need our black businesses to where we have a home to go to, because that's how the Asians operate. That's how the Jews operate, and we need to make sure that we are operating in that fashion. So with that said, this is another segment, Real Life, Real Talk. These are the days of our lives. I got my man Maya Lansky on. We'll be back. We got more subject matter that we're going to be talking about. And then, like I said, you want to connect with me. My name is Yurima Karama. Go to my webpage, www.yurimakarama.com. Go there for booking info, messaging. You can also go there if you need I get booked for speaking engagements, all of that. So let's connect, let's build, let's grow together, because at the end of the day, we got. So with that said, I'm out. One.
Yurima.